Fred Sadler.
After seeing that, I take back everything I've said about his belt.
In my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd say something quite like that. I was thinking of something that was two-piece, but I guess when you say mankini, it doesn't necessarily have to. I have to straighten it out. It's been driving me crazy. There we go. Now I feel a lot better. Number 9 speech is persuade with power, and that was what Dr. Pat Hansen gave us. Because if we don't say doctor, she puts us out at hang time. Say, call me doctor. I heard that last night at another Toastmasters club. Now, persuading with power, we can do this in several ways. We can inspire our audience, we can convince our audience, we can call them to action. But whatever you do, you're supposed to persuade the group here in one of those ways. And certainly you did that beautifully. Her point was to make it clear the dangers of this fashion concept that is sweeping the nation, is getting worse, not better. And I thought you did that brilliantly. Your beginning was excellent with the song. Given the time problem, which we're going to get to in a minute, in terms of suggestions for the future, half as long would have still made the same point. You clearly made the point about the dangers of high heels, and I like the way you asked questions and then answered them yourself in terms of making the point. Is this hot or is this risky? Very effective way of presenting your material. I also like the way you presented scientific data on the risk of straining our heels, the more pressure to heels, and not to mention the fractures, the serious nature of osteoporosis and fractures, and how, in fact, we can die from fractures if we're in the elderly age group, which I have just been told I've reached fairly recently. So I'm particularly going to be sure not to wear those kinds of shoes. Now, what could you have done better to make this even a more powerful speech? I think if you had walked out in high heels,
I would have fallen.
okay,
I could
Just a
show you my
suggestion?
Merrills and my
show us your own shoes. These are my MBTs that I'm wearing. More emphasis on the positive. So there's a lot of negative. When you brought up the journals, you kept making your point about how bad high heels are. We got that point, and in a 5 to 7 minute speech, you didn't really have the time to focus on that as long as you did. So emphasize the correct shoes. There was a quick throwaway line at the end. More time on the positive, and then with the correct shoes, what you can do, how you can walk, how you can strengthen your legs, how you can build bone strength and prevent osteoporosis, osteopenia. And then finally, you just need to watch your time better, because as I've observed you in the club giving these wonderful talks, which always are wonderful, you have gone over quite a few times. So we need to practice more not to go over. Mr. Toastmaster.